Hello makers, we're back. We're here to finish off the lighthouse by Kijai. First of all, I want to thank you for the feedback in the last episode. I can see from the numbers that it was quite popular, so yes, I'll be doing much more of these. Not only that, you're gonna help me in deciding what to paint next, but I will leave that. I'll explain the end of the episode. Today we're gonna get to this, finish off the lighthouse, and hopefully finish whatever's left of the project. First things first, we need some base coat, and once again the Tevo Flash does a fantastic job at 0.15mm height, so I don't see any sanding required for this, so we'll just get right on to it. Apologies for that, I realized the auto white balancing was on, so yeah, this should look much better. This is pretty much the color I used as a base coat, which is relatively light as I did with the base. I kind of see this, I'm thinking limestone, so base color should, well, the stone color on the tower is going to look very similar to that, so that's the base I'm going to use. I still don't know exactly what I'm looking for, but that will come as I go along, as it tends to do most of the time. So I tried to do some shading. I'm not particularly happy with this, so yeah, once again, start over. I'm going to try something different. I have the base coat, that's fine, I had to recover everything that I did. I'm going to try literally just painting on where I want the wood. Then I'm just going to go with shading afterwards. So we've airbrushed the base coat, kind of have a tone of what we want. Then I'm just going to paint everything that I think should be painted because it has detail in it. And then we'll just go along with airbrushing some highlights and shadows on it. Okay, so as I'm doing this, in my mind, I'm starting to kind of come up with an idea of what I want to do, but I just cannot explain that in words. So I guess I'll let you know as I'm going on with what I'm doing. Right now, I'm just kind of doing the accents. In my mind, this thing has a lot of wood beams and wood structures. So first, I'm just gonna go over it and just paint the brown where I think there should be wood. Then I'll just start doing shading, the stones, and we'll do some watering, some washes, and it should form itself in no time. Okay, so it's starting to get somewhere. Now that I know what the structure looks like, I can kind of work with it. So I'm just gonna leave this dry, start doing a bit more of brown because this has mixed with the previous color because I didn't let it dry, but that's okay. It just gives it a bit more depth. Yeah, I'm gonna do the windows now, and then we'll take it on from there. I'll do this in gray, the cobblestones at the bottom, those will be all in gray. The stairs will be in gray, including the banisters here on the side, wood doors and windows, and then we'll start shading. Okay, so what I've done there is simply just put a base coat of gray in the bottom, just put a few different brown at the top here, just here and there, just very random. What I'm going to do now is leave it as is, let it dry, and in the meantime just hop onto this one. I'm not worried about that. I can fix that. The reason why this is quite runny is because I'm using airbrush paint, which is pre-mixed and thinned. Ideally it would be normal paint, which I don't have at the moment, but this will do. I can fix that, it's not a problem. So next, what I want to do before I start applying shading is basically just, because all stones can be the same color, all of them. So I just want to kind of darken some of them the same way I did with these. So I just have to find the right tone of beige to actually do that in. And what I'm doing now is literally grabbing random stones and just making them slightly darker. I just mixed the base color that I used here with a lighter, a darker shade of brown. And I'm just covering a few bricks here and there. I don't want to do too much because I want yet another different shade to go on, slightly more grayish. So I don't want to use too much of this in one go. Although I can, and then just go over the same ones I'm doing now with a different shade. So now it's time to do just a couple which are even darker. And these will be more at the bottom. So it'll be easier to kind of blend them in with the rest of the building. The mixture here is, there's a slight tint of blue in them. So now I'm gonna try a wash. I have the Flesh Stone Shade Wash, and I'm gonna see how that kind of looks. Hopefully I don't ruin it. Apparently I'm not going to, because that actually looks okay. What I'm doing now is I mixed a bit of the red wash with a little bit of blackish wash, just to give it a bit of different tonality so it doesn't look too red all the way through. Okay, so now that I'm relatively happy with that, actually it turned out slightly better than I expected. What I'm going to do now is get even darker brown, just to do a bit of shading on the brown because it looks a bit too flat. So what I opted to do instead is use the wash again also for the roof. And it actually works out quite well. I'm also using, once again, the same wash to give different tones to the wood everywhere. Relatively happy with that. I'm gonna work on the bottom cobblestones. So then I can just airbrush some shading everywhere, and then we'll just finish off with highlights on this. So I'm not going to let that dry, but what I'm going to do is just paint the inside here because I don't want it to look like that. Definitely don't want it to look like that. Okay, so we're gonna let that dry now. I'm gonna get it out of the way, and I'm gonna hop on to that. Once again, we're gonna go along with the slightly darker few bricks here and there. gonna go with the red wash. Just touching up the edges here. Doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm gonna grab some more red wash. Just do the corners here. And then I'm gonna do the same again, but this time I'm gonna mix it up with the black wash. Okay, so now that's almost done. We need to see how it fits. And I'd say that goes quite well, actually. So I kind of made a mix with dark flesh stone, there's tank brown, and also some black wash, black shade wash. And it looks actually quite decent. So I'm going to be using that to go over the corners and edges and just do a bit of shading. So next I did a mixture of dark gray and a little bit of black just to get that dark tones for the bottom, and we're going to start doing those. I think we have a finished model. Don't know about you, but I'm actually very happy with it. I think the color scheme fits for what I wanted. Not as dark as I probably did this. Still slightly dark, but not too uppity, not too bright. It still looks a bit mysterious. I like it. I really like it actually. I think the wood frame turned out actually quite good. I really like the way everything else looks. I'm happy. I'm actually really happy. I think it turned out much better than I expected. It's not perfect by all means, but come on, it's not that bad. And I think even the concrete kind of blends in quite nicely. It would be nice to have like a bit of a sea underneath, which I could do, but not now. I think it will. I'm gonna call that a success. I'm actually very happy with that. And we're done. I'm happy. I'm tired, but I'm happy. That actually was much more work than all of this, all the bottom part, because it had quite a lot of detail in it. But I'm actually quite happy with the way it turned out. So, this took in total, I think about 6 hours actually to do this, if you combine the two. Yeah, once again, I'm very happy with the turnout. It's not perfect by all means, and I've said this before, I'm not an expert, I learn as I go along, and I share my experiences with you guys. Yes, I have some experience in this, but by no means am I perfect. Now, I mentioned before that I'm gonna ask for your help. So, I'm gonna leave 3 models, links to 3 models in the video description, or a poll. Actually, I'm gonna make a poll, much easier to do a poll. With 3 models, and you're gonna tell me, you're gonna help me decide which one to print and paint for the next episode, because now during the week I can't really record because I'm working. I have a full-time job now, but I can set it to record. I can set it to print during the week, paint it during the weekend, and then upload it. So yeah, you guys decide. Links in the description. That is it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comment section below. And as always, a happy painting, guys.